Good morning and welcome to Mrs. Bell's Sweet Treats and More. This is my YouTube channel and I welcome you to Monday Moments. It is a cool day today and I want to share a recipe with you that I learned from one of my daughters. Katherine made this kale and sweet potato with smoked meat and we absolutely love it. I am going to follow what she showed me and what we shared in this recipe. I am excited about this because this was a game changer on a side dish for me. Our family enjoys kale, but this just went up another level. I welcome all my new subscribers and my oldest subscribers. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As you see here, I have some onions and I usually use what I have on hand. I had some frozen onions, so I just took those out. I chopped up a red pepper. You can use any pepper that you want or eliminate it altogether. I have the sweet potatoes Katherine cut up for me. I have the kale. I have the turkey, which I roasted in the oven. And my garlic, my secret ingredient, and my chicken stock, and I have water in a pot. And I'm going to get ready and get started. Well, I'm back, and the first thing I did was wash my kale and remove some of the stems. I'm going to now use a little bit of olive oil. And I'm going to heat my pan on medium. I'm going to add my onions and my peppers first to just saute them just a little bit. You can cut up a small onion, roughly diced, or you can just use the frozen onions already cut. So I'm just going to get this a little softened and I'll be right back. I'm sauteing my peppers and my onions. It is one of my favorite things to do. The aroma in the house just, the combination of peppers and onion, and if you add celery and with the garlic, it's a smell that just reminds me of casseroles and home cooking and warm evenings at home and cuddling up with a book or something like that. Let these get a little bit softer. I'm not going to cook them all the way through here. I'm just sauteing because I'm using a little bit to cook my sweet potato in so it can pick up the flavor, and then I'm going to add it back in later. And you'll see. Click on the link for the recipe. I'll be right back. My peppers and onion are almost there. So I keep going. I'm going to add my garlic because I don't want it to burn. I do want all the vegetables to have one another's flavor. What's your favorite pepper? I myself, I like all the peppers, but I think my favorite is the red pepper. I was talking to one of my daughters, and she talked about the red pepper being sweeter, and I find that to be true. Orange and yellow are fine, but they have kind of their own flavor. So I absolutely like the red pepper. These are about done. I'm going to remove most of it, and I'll be right back. I removed most of them, and I have others left in my pot. And right now, I am going to add my sweet potatoes, and I love the way my daughter chopped these up. They look so pretty, and they're nice and thin. I'm gonna put it in here. And I'm gonna add just a little bit of liquid. And some better than. This is roasted chicken. You can absolutely use the vegetable and not add the meat at all. Just cook the vegetables. So I'm gonna let these get a little bit tender, not fully tender, because I'm gonna add my kale so they can cook together. I'll be right back. Now I put my turkey parts back into this pot to pick up the flavor. The onions. And I got them in a nice boil. I don't know if you can see that. And I am now going to add my kale. Well, I'm going to add my secret ingredient first. And if you don't use the dry Italian, you can add garlic. About 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, a teaspoon and a half of onion powder, and some salt and pepper. And to this, I'm going to add my kale. I'm going to let it cook, not all the way through, because I'm going to finish cooking the potatoes. It smells so good. And it just reminds me of casseroles and meals I used to have when I was little. Funny how smells can remind you of something and can take you back to a place. And some of those stems, some of them are a bit much. I'm going to add this in and I'll be back. I'm going to return most of this back to, first I'll let you see how it's cooking down. I'm going to add this to it, not all of it. Just a few more minutes to let it cook down with the flavors, and then I'm going to add the sweet potatoes back. The kale and the smoked turkey have cooked down quite a bit. Still not cooked through. The meat is done, but the greens are still, the kale is still a bit tough, but just a little bit. It's not what I wanted. So I'm adding back my sweet potatoes because they're not all the way cooked through. I suggest that you taste your not the meat, not raw meat, but taste your vegetables and your ingredients along the way. I have a little sugar here if I need it, because sometimes kale and greens can be a little bitter. I'm going to wait because I've just added the sweet potato, and I'm going to see how that goes because I may not need to add it, and I'll be right here we are. Kale, smoked meat, and sweet potatoes. It came out really well. I thought I was going to have to do something about the flavor of the kale because it tastes a little bitter before it finished cooking. I didn't have to do anything. The sweet potatoes took care of that. You can serve this with cornbread. You can serve it as a meal in itself or as a side. Hope you get to make it. It's really easy and it's good. I got the recipe from my daughter, Katherine. Together we can do this. You have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.